If you're over 50, carrying more weight around your midsection, feeling tired for no clear reason, and your doctor keeps mentioning blood sugar, triglycerides, or elevated liver enzymes, listen carefully. Your liver may be waving a flag. And here's the good news. In many cases, fatty liver can improve. Not with magic tea, not with a detox gimmick, and not because some supplement company promised you a reset in 3 days. It improves when you stop doing the things that overload it and start doing the things that help it recover. I'm Grant Harlow. I spent 20 years as a Navy SEAL, and later I learned the hard way that looking tough on the outside doesn't mean your body is healthy on the inside. At 48, my labs were heading in the wrong direction. Blood pressure up, stress through the roof, metabolic markers getting ugly. So when I talk about recovery, I'm not talking theory. I'm talking about what happens when you finally get honest, follow the science, and give your body a chance to heal. Your liver is one of the hardest working organs you've got. It helps regulate blood sugar, process nutrients, manage fats, filter waste, and support hundreds of chemical reactions that keep you alive and functioning. Quiet work, constant work, no applause. And most men don't think about it until a scan or a blood test shows there's a problem. Fatty liver usually develops because the liver is taking in more energy than it can properly handle, especially from a long stretch of overeating, insulin resistance, excess body fat, too much alcohol for some people, and diets built around ultra-processed foods. Over time, fat starts collecting in the liver cells. At first, you may feel nothing. That's part of the problem. It can stay silent while your energy drops, your waistline expands, and your metabolic health keeps drifting in the wrong direction. A lot of men think, I don't drink much, so it can't be my liver. Wrong. Non-alcoholic fatty liver is extremely common, especially after 50, especially if you've got belly fat, high fasting glucose, high triglycerides, or low activity. Your liver doesn't care about excuses. It responds to inputs. So let's get to the point. If you want to help a fatty liver recover, you need to reduce what drives fat accumulation in the first place. Number 1. Stop flooding your system with liquid sugar and easy carbs. This is where I'm going to be blunt. A lot of men who swear they don't eat that bad are drinking their problem. Soda, juice, sweet coffee drinks, sports drinks they didn't earn, alcohol on top of it. Then there's the constant rotation of bread, pastries, cereal, chips, crackers, pizza, oversized pasta meals, and late-night snacks that take almost no effort for the body to absorb and store. Your body can handle carbohydrates. That's not the issue. The issue is the dose, the form, and the lifestyle attached to them. When you're sedentary, insulin-resistant, under-muscled, and eating refined carbs all day, your liver ends up doing cleanup duty, and eventually it starts storing more fat than it should. So the first move is simple. Remove the obvious offenders. Sugary drinks go. Dessert every night goes. The random snacking goes. The giant plate of refined carbs with almost no protein goes. You do that first, and a lot starts changing. Number 2. Build meals around protein, fiber, and food that actually fills you up. This doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it works better when it isn't. A good meal for liver health usually looks like this. A solid serving of protein, a pile of vegetables, some fruit or a smart carb if it fits your needs, and fats that come from real food instead of industrial junk. Protein matters because it helps preserve muscle. And after 50, muscle is currency. Muscle improves insulin sensitivity. It gives your body somewhere useful to store glucose. It makes weight loss more effective. It protects you while you clean up your diet. Fiber matters because it slows digestion, improves fullness, helps with blood sugar control, and supports gut health. Most men don't have a fatty liver because they ate too much spinach. They got there because their diet was calorie-dense, processed, easy to overeat, and low in satiety. So instead of chasing miracle ingredients, start respecting boring food. Eggs, Greek yogurt, fish, chicken, lean beef, beans if you tolerate them well, berries, vegetables, oats, potatoes, rice in reasonable portions, olive oil, Nuts in measured amounts, not handful after handful while standing in the kitchen pretending it doesn't count. That's how recovery begins. Not with hype, with consistency. Number 3. Lose some body fat, especially around the waist. This is the part people want to skip because they're hoping for a special herb. But if you are overweight, one of the most powerful things you can do for your liver is reduce body fat gradually and consistently. You do not need to starve. You do not need a crash diet. You do need a calorie deficit you can actually sustain. Even a modest reduction in body weight can improve liver fat and metabolic markers. That matters, because the liver is closely tied to the rest of the system. If your waist is shrinking, your insulin sensitivity is improving, and your blood sugar control is getting better, your liver usually benefits too. And let me say this clearly. Do not confuse rapid suffering with smart progress. The goal is not to punish your body. The goal is to create conditions where it can recover. Big difference. Number 4. Move after you eat and train like your future depends on it. Because it does. One of the simplest tools for blood sugar control is a walk after meals. 10 minutes, that's it. Especially after dinner. You do that consistently, and you can improve glucose handling without buying a single supplement. Then there's resistance training. If you're over 50 and not training your muscles, you are leaving one of the best tools for metabolic health on the table. I don't care if you start with machines, body weight movements, dumbbells, or a coach at your local gym. Start somewhere. 2 to 4 sessions a week. Focus on the basics. Push, pull, squat, hinge, carry. Use good form. Progress slowly. Stay consistent. You do not need to train like you're trying out for a movie role. You need to train like a man who wants more years with strength, independence, and a functioning metabolism. Cardio matters too. Walking, cycling, incline treadmill, swimming, rowing, whatever your joints will tolerate and your schedule will allow. A combination of regular walking, some moderate intensity cardio, and resistance training is one of the best non-drug strategies we have for improving fatty liver. Number 5. Protect your sleep like it's part of treatment. Because it is. Most men underestimate how badly poor sleep can wreck metabolic health. If you're sleeping 5 hours a night, eating to stay awake, and running on stress hormones, your cravings go up, your insulin sensitivity gets worse, your recovery suffers, and your decision-making gets sloppy. Then you start looking for discipline when the real problem is exhaustion. Aim for a regular sleep window. Cut late-night eating. Keep the room cool and dark. Limit alcohol, especially if you use it as a sleep aid. That trick comes with a bill. You may pass out faster, but your sleep quality usually takes a hit. And if you snore heavily, wake up exhausted, or your spouse says you stop breathing at night, get evaluated for sleep apnea. A lot of men over 50 are trying to fix fatigue, weight gain, and metabolic dysfunction, while ignoring the fact that they're barely breathing through the night. That is not a willpower issue. That is a medical issue. Number 6. Stop treating stress like it's not physical. Stress changes behavior, yes, but it also changes physiology. It affects sleep, appetite, blood sugar, inflammation, and recovery. You don't need incense and a mountain retreat. You need practical control. Maybe that means a daily walk without your phone. Maybe it means lifting instead of drinking. Maybe it means shutting down work earlier. Maybe it means breathing drills, prayer, time outside, or finally setting boundaries with people who drain the life out of you. You are not weak because stress affects your body. You are human. The adult move is learning how to manage it instead of pretending you're above it. Now let's talk about a few foods and drinks that can support liver health without turning them into fairy dust. Coffee is one of the big ones. Plain coffee, not a milkshake disguised as coffee. For many people, regular coffee intake is associated with liver benefits. That doesn't mean more is always better, and it doesn't mean coffee cancels out a terrible diet. It means a simple habit you may already enjoy can be part of the plan. Tea can be fine too. Ginger can be a nice option for digestion. Lemon water is fine if you like it. It's refreshing. It may help you drink more water. But let's stay disciplined here. Lemon water does not melt liver fat. Ginger tea does not erase years of metabolic abuse. These things can support better habits. They are not the main event. Same with turmeric. Useful? Potentially. Magic? No. This is where a lot of health content goes off the rails. It takes one decent food, herb, or nutrient and turns it into a headline that sounds like a rescue mission. That is not how this works. Your liver gets better when your daily pattern gets better. Now, some of you are wondering, how long does it take? Fair answer. It depends. It depends on how advanced the problem is, how consistent you are, whether alcohol is involved, whether you have diabetes or pre-diabetes, whether you're sleeping, whether you're moving, whether you're actually in a calorie deficit, and whether you're following through long enough for the body to respond. Could markers improve in a few weeks? Yes, sometimes. Could meaningful changes happen over a few months? Absolutely. But if someone tells you they can fix fatty liver in a weekend with a drink recipe, keep your wallet in your pocket. And this part matters. Work with your doctor, especially if your liver enzymes are elevated. You've had imaging that showed fatty liver. You have diabetes. You take multiple medications, or you have symptoms that don't make sense. Health content on the internet can be useful, but it is not a substitute for medical care. Smart men use both. They learn and they verify. Get the labs, track the waist, monitor body weight, pay attention to fasting glucose, triglycerides, liver enzymes, blood pressure. This is one reason I share my own blood work from time to time, because I want men to see that progress is measurable, not vague, not motivational, measurable. If you've been feeling discouraged, hear me on this. A fatty liver is not a moral failure. It's not proof that your best years are behind you. It is feedback. Sometimes harsh feedback, but feedback. Your body is telling you the current system isn't working. That means you can build a better one. Start with 1 week. Clean up breakfast, walk after dinner, lift twice, sleep earlier, cut the alcohol, drop the sugary drinks. Eat like a grown man who wants a future. Then do it again next week. You don't need perfect. You need repeatable. I've seen too many men wait until they feel terrible before they take action. Don't do that. Do not hand over the next 10 years because the changes look too simple to matter. Simple done consistently is powerful. That's true in training and it's true in health. Your liver is resilient. That's the encouraging part. But resilience is not permission to keep pushing it in the wrong direction. It's an opportunity to recover while you still can. So here's the mission. Respect your liver. Eat with intent. Move every day. Build muscle. Sleep like it matters. Get the labs. Drop the nonsense. Stay with the basics long enough to let them work. Strength has no expiration date. The body you have at 60 is built by the choices you make today. And if you're behind right now, that's not the end of the story. It just means the work starts here. You're not too old. You're just getting started.